Seeing as J-Lo has been in the collective consciousness for a while now, let's take a look at some surprising facts about her. Maybe you'll learn something new.
If that sounds crazy.
One thing about her upbringing, more especially her mother, that surprised me was this. J-Lo had greater aspirations of becoming a full-time dancer than she did of attending college. When she was 18, she moved to Manhattan on her own because her mother, Guadalupe Rodriguez, wasn't very supportive. At times, she slept on the sofa in the dancing studio. Rodriguez informed Jenny that if she wanted to be in the business, she had to get over her emotional outburden and become more resilient. Jenny also received no sympathy from her mother regarding her job decisions. Even in their disagreements, J-Lo has always maintained a tight relationship with her mother. Her mother gave her some extremely wise advice, which she credits, "If you work hard, you can achieve anything." J-Lo comments, and it's true, it's one of the truest things ever.
It was another one of those things my mom just never,
Her unexpectedly brief time in college was filled with unexpected extracurricular activities. Lopez didn't want to attend Baruch College, but she did enroll there. She did so in order to please her parents, and unsurprisingly, she left school after just one semester. When asked what she got on her SATs, she replied, "nail polish," which might say it all, folks. J-Lo participated in a number of extracurricular activities while attending school. She ran track at the national level, was a member of the softball team, and did gymnastics. Hence, she more than made up for whatever deficiencies she had outside of the classroom.
I was able to feel that very kind of deeply.
Next, let's look at her old nickname and how she takes care of her body. Surprisingly, these go hand in hand. Because of her sensuous curves that resembled those of a guitar, Lopez earned the moniker La Guitarra at the gym, where she was always interested in personal fitness and health. For J-Lo, there's no drinking, no smoking, and very little sugar.
No, I'm not a drinker. I just never started.
She occasionally indulges in her favorite food, chocolate chips, and has an odd cup of decaf coffee, but only in certain instances. Why this strong will? She feels that it maintains her youthful appearance, and she thinks coffee damages skin. The results are hard to disprove. Another interesting fact is her sleep pattern. It's difficult to imagine her not drinking coffee given her roles as host of Shades of Blue on television, judge on World of Dance, and frequent performer at Planet Hollywood. However, Jenny gives up coffee in favor of 9 to 10 hours of sleep, since she firmly believes that getting a full night's rest has incalculable advantages. She claims that 7 or 8 hours of sleep are mandatory for her, even if she is unable to get 10 hours. To be honest, it's probably very healthy. Today, I slept at 4 a.m., woke up at 7:30. Wow, a whole 3.5 hours. That's a new record. Next fact is about her workout regime, her body, and her mind. J-Lo has carefully chosen 2 trainers to assist her in maintaining her ideal physical state. While she's in New York, her trainer David Kirsch keeps her occupied, and in Los Angeles, her trainer Tracy Anderson gets her moving. The famous Latina says she appreciates that every trainer has a different approach and that they may change the way her body functions. J-Lo meditates for 20 minutes every day also because she feels like she has to be grounded in the midst of her fast-paced existence. This helps her feel more in control, and I support it. Next, did you know she used to be a backup dancer? That's right, one of J-Lo's first jobs was supporting New Kids on the Block as a dancer in 1991. She appeared in their 18th annual American Music Awards performance. She supported Janet Jackson as a backup dancer as well. Jackson's That's the Way Love Goes music video features a peek of the youthful J-Lo. When J-Lo decided she wanted to do her own thing, she withdrew from her scheduled tour with Jackson. Let's look at her acting career for the next one, and wow, the only actress to ever have a #1 record and a #1 movie in the same week was J-Lo. She received recognition for her 4th album, J-Lo, and the romantic comedy The Wedding Planner, which was released the week of January 22nd, 2001. As a token of appreciation for her mother's steadfast love and support, J-Lo purchased her a brand new Cadillac after landing her first significant starring role in Selena. Jenny also inspired the CEO of Google to literally create a feature from her fashion. Where would we be now if J-Lo hadn't worn the green chiffon extra deep V Versace dress to the 2000 Grammy Awards? You know the one. Actually, the outfit gave rise to an entirely new method for Google. Google's executive chairman, Eric Schmidt, said there was no surefire way of getting users exactly what they wanted: J-Lo wearing that dress. The birth of Google image search thusly. Her sense of humor is one thing that really surprises me. During her guest appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show, Jenny tricked two eager staffers with a hidden camera. Joking around like a diva, J-Lo put on an earpiece and asked the interviewees questions like, "Is my beauty distracting?" making her repeat what DeGeneres said back to her. "Some people are distracted by my beauty," and "What's one of your favorite songs of mine?" I'm sure you know Jenny from the Block are a great couple of lines that she says in the episode. And here's another one that's very wholesome. It's evident from her filmography that Jennifer Lopez enjoys romantic comedies. J-Lo told Redbook, "I've always loved When Harry Met Sally because it really shows men and women and how they are when it comes to relationships. I also love Prelude to a Kiss because it's about someone being in love with not the shell of the woman, but her soul. And that's what I always wanted, someone to love me for my soul, for me as I really am." That's just beautiful.
Comments about P. Diddy and the allegations?
New details about the role that Jennifer Lopez played in P. Diddy's freak-off parties has been revealed, and people are convinced more than ever that J-Lo is hiding something. Diddy and his freak-off parties and news about it at this point has completely taken over the media, and all the celebrities that are involved or connected with Diddy in some way are completely avoiding this topic altogether because they do not want to be associated with Diddy and his parties.
Can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them.
And J-Lo is a name that just keeps on coming up because of her connection with Diddy. If you didn't know, back in the day, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, J-Lo and Diddy, they were romantically involved. So they dated for a little bit, and back then they were seen as a celebrity power couple. But now, decades later, it turns out that their time together overlaps the period of when Diddy was hosting these freak-off parties. Naturally, people are wondering if J-Lo was aware of what was going on at these events, and also if she had any involvement with them. People are wondering this because there was a former employee of J-Lo that's now sharing all this detail about how J-Lo is completely innocent and she lived a completely different life than P. Diddy, known as Puff Daddy back then, and that she had nothing to do with the parties at all. And, you know, J-Lo has been in the media for a long time. Some people love her, some people do not like her. She's faced a ton of criticism for various reasons. People find her to be a little bit mean and rude. But, you know, there's a big difference between just being demanding and a little bit rude at times. I think we all are demanding and rude in some cases in our daily lives. So that's not too strange for J-Lo. I think the thing is, people are just thinking that how could this woman be involved with Diddy and not know what he was up to? Because yeah, you can be rude, you can be mean, but you know, this is a whole new level of allegations. And people think that, yeah, she's not just the J-Lo that we see in the media. She's not just, you know, the woman that jumps from relationship to relationship. She's also just as evil and guilty as Diddy. Now, I don't necessarily believe that personally, but this former employee of J-Lo, Taya D'Souza, who worked with her on her Made in Manhattan movie, spoke out to defend J-Lo. And a lot of J-Lo's critics are just thinking that, okay, well, why is she defending J-Lo? Like, couldn't J-Lo defend herself? Like, what's going on here? But on the flip side, though, she doesn't have anything to gain by defending J-Lo. She doesn't work for J-Lo anymore, and she's not getting paid by J-Lo. There's no apparent benefit for defending J-Lo. So this is why I tend to lean towards the belief that she doesn't have any reason to lie about J-Lo's innocence. She says that she knew J-Lo pretty well during the time that she dated Diddy, and now she's coming forward to just set the record straight because she knows a lot of people are making speculations and claims and spreading a lot of theories about J-Lo. She's adamant that anyone who knew Jennifer Lopez at the time also would make it clear that she was not involved in any of Diddy's mess. And I mean, when you take a look at the circumstances like I was talking about, this seems pretty sincere. Like, for her to come out and say this, it seems like a sincere thing. Like, what does she have to gain from doing this? But you know, just because Taya D'Souza says these things doesn't necessarily make them 100% true. So J-Lo isn't in the clear yet. I think there's still too much questions and not enough evidence that have been brought forth to show that J-Lo is innocent for people to just kind of back off and be like, okay, yeah, J-Lo 100% wasn't involved in any of Diddy's mess. According to Taya D'Souza, J-Lo is somebody who barely ever drinks. She's not a party person at all. And she isn't the type of celebrity that's looking to just have a good time in that way. Instead, Taya describes J-Lo as a workaholic, and she says that she's a woman that's focused on uplifting others and empowering other women. And she said that she was just somebody who was charmed by Diddy for a brief moment in time, but ultimately she's 100% dedicated to her career. Taya also says that she doesn't deserve to be connected to Diddy in any way. And you know, she does bring up a good point. People get charmed by their partners all the time without knowing everything about them. And in this case, maybe J-Lo saw that Diddy, you know, he's a charismatic guy, he's famous, he's rich, he's influential, very successful. Who wouldn't want to date Diddy back in the day, right? If that's all you knew about him. So, of course, she saw it as an opportunity to get to know him, date him for a little bit, and she wasn't aware of the full degree of his dark side. That's one possibility. And I always got to try to play devil's advocate here because people are still a little bit skeptical, pointing out that J-Lo was often seen partying with Diddy during their time together. But apparently she's the kind of person who works too much and too passionately to get distracted by all of the partying. Yeah, that's what they're saying about J-Lo, even though she's been seen partying. Not that she didn't party or anything like that. And there was a difference between P. Diddy's parties and the freak-off parties. The freak-off parties happened after the regular parties. So there is a possibility that J-Lo knew what was going on to some degree, but there's also the possibility that she just had no clue. So this ex-employee statements, it does give us a little bit of a different perspective on the whole thing. At least now we hear somebody that's speaking on behalf of J-Lo about this. But it's still a little bit surprising to me anyways that J-Lo herself hasn't come out and said anything at all to clear her own name. She's just been silent and she refuses to talk about anything to do with Diddy. So she's a big name for sure, and it's easy to lump celebrities like J-Lo in with Diddy, especially if you were somebody that is really, really close to Diddy or was close to Diddy in some way. And if we were to go by what Taya D'Souza was saying about J-Lo, we see that J-Lo didn't live a lifestyle like the lifestyle that Diddy lived. But the theories about J-Lo are gonna continue to spread. This is my prediction here, because she is so silent, and there's also a lack of concrete evidence that prove that she's in fact innocent. So of course, what do you expect people to think? As more information does come out about the whole Diddy drama, we'll hopefully get some clear answers on where J-Lo actually stands in all of this. And more insiders are coming out as well, making claims, and some of them are remaining anonymous. So I'm not really quick to believe every single thing that's being said by these insiders, especially if they're remaining anonymous. I'm sure they have their own reasons for remaining anonymous, but it's just a little bit hard to believe every single thing that they say. Although I definitely, in this case, would give J-Lo the benefit of the doubt.
Hi, it's me, Jennifer Lopez.
J-Lo is hiding some stuff that you may want to know if you're a big fan of hers. Let's look into big secrets J-Lo didn't want you to know.
This is me now.
In 2002, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck announced their engagement with plans to wed in 2004, but they canceled things 3 days before their wedding. In the end, they reignited their romance in 2021, and in 2022, they tied the knot. 20 years ago, I fell in love with the love of my life, and during that time, I was making an album called This Is Me Then.
This Is Me Then captured that moment in time.
Lopez is heard telling a crowd in her new documentary, "I hadn't made an album since then. 18 years later, we got back together and I was very inspired." Another source of inspiration was her Bible, a book that Affleck gifted her on the first Christmas together. It is every letter and every email that we wrote to each other from 20 years ago today. She says, sharing that he titled it The Greatest Love Story Never Told by Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, 2001 to 2021, and counting. To Affleck's amazement, Lopez put the book in the studio and allowed her collaborators to pursue it for song ideas. When Affleck learned that Lopez had given the book to everyone in her studio, he seemed stunned and taken aback. Affleck learns that the artists he collaborates with on projects with his wife gave him a nickname. "I was like, you've been showing all the musicians all these letters?" Affleck says in the documentary, and they were like, "Yeah, we call you Ben Affleck." And I was like, oh my god. Affleck remembers having some misgivings about Lopez disclosing so much about their relationship to the public at work.
"It means you're not my type. Good night."
Good night.
I did really find the beauty and the poetry and the irony in the fact that it's the greatest love story never told, he tells the cameras. And if you're making a record about it, that seems kind of like telling it. Affleck says in a different scenario that he had to get used to her sharing their personal life with the public. He claims that Jen was greatly motivated by the encounter, which is how artists create their work. "I certainly do the same things, but things that are private, I have always felt are sacred and special, because in part they're private, so this was something of an adjustment for me." In the end, Ben accepts Jennifer's project after learning that it's not really about him. "I don't really love being in the making of documentary about my personal life, which is why I'm so relieved that I'm not really. It seems like I might be in this, but I'm not really," he says. "I was worrying for no reason. The movie wasn't about me. It was about the ability to love yourself, and that love story is a lot harder to find than Prince Charming." Ben admits that concessions had to be made when they decided to get back together after 20 years apart. "Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media. Then I sort of realized it's not a fair thing to ask. It's sort of like you're going to marry a boat captain and you're like, well, I don't like the water. We're just two people with kind of different approaches trying to learn to compromise." In the documentary, Ben plays a major role, spending tender moments with J-Lo while the cameras are rolling. It's also disclosed that in addition to his particular role in A Love Story, Affleck is the one who speaks with Lopez for the documentary. When she does her sit-down interviews, her husband is in front of the camera dressed in a black turtleneck sweater with long sleeves. That's drip. Mark Anthony was offered the part of her significant other in the rebound section of A Love Story, according to Jennifer in the documentary. "He was going to be the rebound number with me, the glass house," she tells wardrobe supervisor Sean Breezy Barton during rehearsals. And he was like, I'm friends with Mark. Mark Anthony and Lopez were wed from 2004 till 2014. Max and Em, the pair's 16-year-old twins, are shared. In the scene from Rebound, someone is shown harming their partner while intoxicated, but the vocalist never says who the song and scene are about in particular. The documentary reveals that in addition to Ramos declining the chance to star in A Love Story, Taylor Swift declined to be in the movie as well. There were also no cameos available for Jason Momoa, Jennifer Coolidge, Lizzo, Vanessa Hudgens, Ariana Grande, or Snoop Dogg. "I don't want to force anybody to do this who doesn't go, this is gonna be fun." Lopez said before telling her manager, Benny Medina, "Nobody wants to say no to me, Benny. I get that. But when an actor doesn't like a script, doesn't think it's good enough, or is worried about it, that's what they'll say." The documentary demonstrates how Lopez had an agreement to be financed for her project, but it fell through. Since she had no one else to lend money for the project, she made the decision to contribute $20 million of her own funds. "Making a movie with your own money is the most famous cardinal sin in Hollywood," Affleck says in a voiceover. According to Elaine Goldsmith Thomas, J-Lo's producing partner, the reason behind J-Lo's self-inflicted payment was that she was about investing in yourself, literally. Amazon eventually purchased it for an unknown sum. J-Lo was also advised by Jane Fonda, who appears in both the movie and documentary, to withhold certain details of her personal life from Ben. In the 2005 comedy Monster-in-Law, Fonda co-starred with J-Lo. Fonda expresses her worries to J-Lo and says she feels guarded in their relationship. "I want you to know that I don't entirely know why, but I feel invested in you and Ben, and I really want this to work," Fonda tells Lopez over the phone. J-Lo describes how Fonda is very protective of me and she felt like you're putting yourself out there to get beat up again in another confessional scene. Fonda tells Lopez again how much she feels about her and Ben Affleck when she's in the hair and makeup chair after confirming her role in a love story. "I get real scared, with all that stuff about the Grammys and he looks unhappy and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening?" says Fonda. Lopez replies, "Nothing. He was like, I've become the symbol of the beleaguered man." Ben would later make light of the incident in a 2024 Super Bowl commercial. Jen admits she didn't love herself. Lopez is quite open about the heartache she went through after she and Ben Affleck called off their wedding throughout the documentary. "I feel like I lost the love of my life. I felt like I lost the best friend that I ever had," she said, while also talking about her song Broken Like Me, "and I couldn't talk to him for so many years and that was the hardest part." In an intimate moment, she admits that she didn't think much of herself. J-Lo adds that she was able to love herself because of Affleck. "What he says and what he saw in me, what he made me believe about myself only comes from love, because nobody else could make me see that about myself," Lopez said through tears. "It's really touching. The world didn't think highly of me because I didn't think highly of myself." Jenny from the block has plenty of details she keeps away from the public, even with how much she loves the spotlight. It's not that surprising that another celeb has things to hide, but even J-Lo? Well, yeah. From her relationship to Diddy, her bad romance with Ben Affleck, and even her new bodyguard, there's tons of stuff she doesn't want you to know about her. I couldn't even believe half of this stuff. Jennifer Lopez and Diddy's relationship might have started with all the glam and glitz you could imagine, but behind the scenes, total drama.
I mean, we went through some very traumatic events.
They kicked things off in 1999, both riding the high of their careers. It was the kind of romance that had the tabloids working overtime.
We became friends first, and then we developed this bond.
And it didn't take long for the public to be obsessed with every detail. But let's be real, while the cameras were flashing, the real story was a lot messier. Remember the 2000 Grammy Awards? Were you alive back then? That was the moment Jennifer made headlines with that unforgettable green Versace dress. It was so stunning that it even changed the internet forever. The dress was so iconic, it led to the creation of Google image search. But that moment, as dazzling as it was, didn't tell the full story. Behind that red carpet moment, things were already tough between her and Diddy. He later admitted their relationship was wild and difficult, filled with both extreme highs and some major lows.
The relationship took all it could take. It was devastating.
They clicked on an ambitious level, but even in their best moments, they were often not on the same page. Their relationship hit a major bump that same year when they were involved in a highly publicized nightclub incident in Manhattan. In December 1999, they were both arrested. Jenny's charges were dropped, but Diddy ended up facing a trial. He was accused of bribery and possession of a self-defense item. The entire situation put a massive strain on their relationship, and Jenny, being the self-reflective person she is, admitted that it turned her world upside down and made her question everything.
Yeah. That people didn't really take it as a serious relationship, but we really loved each other.
Not exactly the fairy tale some people may have imagined. Then there's that time she dissed Ben Affleck. During a game on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen in 2014, she was asked about actors and musicians and whether one was better in bed. Of course, J-Lo had a playful but pointed response. "I have to say that, in my limited experience, anybody involved in music, so I would say singers and dancers." The queen of subtle shade didn't stop there. She went on to throw some low-key shade at Ben, her former co-star in Gigli, which, well, let's just say it didn't exactly make movie history. Jennifer casually mentioned that Ben didn't really know much about fashion either. She laughed, saying, "I did kind of say, you need to be, you're a movie star. You should wear a suit, You should do this with your hair." A bit of a fashion expert herself, Jenny was just trying to guide Ben. But, he didn't really take her advice. But hey, she gave him credit for having a few good moments when they were together. Now, fast forwarding a few years, and J-Lo was looking fabulous as always. But it seems her love life was making headlines once again. Recently, in 2024, she had some fans buzzing when she was seen with some handsome bodyguard in New York and London while promoting Unstoppable. People quickly took to social media, joking that maybe she was going to fall for him, like something straight out of The Bodyguard. But nope, according to sources, the relationship was strictly professional. Still, the way she looked with him had everyone wondering, even though J-Lo didn't address any of those rumors. She was too focused on her career and family life to entertain any of that. Oh, and there was this one time that Bennifer threw some serious shade at Salma Hayek. When asked about Salma Hayek during an interview, Bennifer couldn't help but make it clear that she thought they were in different leagues. She described Hayek as a bombshell, but then basically accused her of fibbing about getting offered the role of Selena before Jenny did. If that's what she does to get herself publicity, then that's her thing. That's what she said, throwing Salma right under the bus. Salma didn't back down though. She later confirmed she had been offered the role, but didn't feel it was right given the timing right after Selena's passing. She also praised Bennifer for doing an amazing job, but it was clear the two weren't exactly besties. As if that weren't enough, J-Lo wasn't shy about throwing some shade toward Gwyneth Paltrow, Cameron Diaz, and even Madonna. When asked about Madonna, Bennifer didn't hold back. She acknowledged that Madonna was a great performer, but didn't think she was all that when it came to acting. I'm harder on people when they say, "Oh, I can do that, I can act." I'm like, hey, don't spit on my craft. Yikes. And let's not forget when she took a dig at Gwyneth Paltrow, asking, "Tell me what she's been in." I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Ouch! Damn! Not exactly a fan of the Oscar winner. Bennifer also called Cameron Diaz a lucky model who had been given a lot of opportunities but didn't seem to do much with them. These comments definitely weren't about making friends, were they? And there was Rosie Perez, who had a bit of a rough time with Bennifer back in the early 90s. They first crossed paths when Jenny joined In Living Color as a dancer. Perez, who was a choreographer on the show, didn't exactly have the best experience with Jenny. According to Perez, J-Lo was a little, let's say, dramatic when it came to working together. Perez wrote in her memoir that Jenny acted like some ghetto bleep after Perez tried to give her feedback. The situation went downhill after Jenny left the show and Perez was ghosted. Perez called J-Lo multiple times, but she never got a response. Instead, Bennifer went on a talk show and repeated Perez's criticisms. When they finally ran into each other years later, Jenny acted like nothing had happened, but Perez wasn't having it and put her in her place. Hey, speaking of disses, J-Lo's exes have probably had their fair share of moments where they were burned by her. On Watch What Happens Live in 2015, Bennifer revealed that when it came to choosing men, she didn't care much for looks. She admitted, "I go more for essence, for strength, for like the manliness, fun, the laughter." Translation, she wasn't a fan of her ex's pretty boy looks. From Diddy to Ben Affleck and Mark Anthony, Bennifer's exes have all had to endure a little of her essence too. And remember when she had that infamous back and forth with A-Rod? The two were seen having a heated debate during a baseball game, and A-Rod, being the former Gold Glove winner, tried to convince J-Lo to let him play shortstop. Her reply, keyword, was, "So much for letting him take control of the field." But in typical J-Lo fashion, she didn't seem too bothered by the two short marriages she had before. When asked about them, she flat out said, "I don't really count those." She dismissed her first two marriages to Ojani Noah and Chris Judd as quick flings, claiming that neither of those marriages even counted. At least she was upfront about it, right? But if they were quick flings, then why would you get married? Seems a little counterintuitive. Bennifer also had a little fling with Drake in 2016. They were all over Instagram, sparking rumors and causing the internet to buzz. But just months later, the relationship was over. And Drake was writing songs like Free Smoke, alluding to their brief time together by saying, "I drunk text J-Lo, old number so it bounced back." J-Lo, for her part, didn't seem to care much. During a 2019 performance when Hotline Bling came on, she jokingly referred to it as a booty call. That was a subtle hint, don't you think? In 2018, J-Lo made a big statement about men under 33 being useless. She was talking about a Tinder experience when she helped find a date for a fan. When she looked at a few younger guys, she couldn't help but joke, Guys until they're 33 are really useless. Guess the age gap is key for Jennifer when it comes to dating. And it wasn't just celebrities who felt her wrath. Her longtime makeup artist Scott Barnes was once cut off for an entire year after rumors spread that he had leaked details about her secret marriage to Mark Anthony. Barnes was hurt by the whole situation but didn't get an apology from Jennifer even after it was revealed that he wasn't the culprit. Guess loyalty isn't always a two-way street. Oh, and don't forget her not-so-subtle reaction during a Mariah Carey performance. The two have a famously cold relationship, and the supposed feud started when Carey allegedly intended to use a sample for her Glitter soundtrack only for Jenny to get the track instead. Mariah was reportedly less than thrilled, and in her 2020 memoir, she stated she didn't even know J-Lo. Fast forward to 2014, when Jenny was caught on camera looking completely disinterested during Mariah's performance at the Billboard Music Awards. Talk about throwing shade without saying a word. Jennifer Lopez is one of the most beloved actresses and singers of all time. But is she more infamous than famous? Let's check out why some celebs just can't stand her. If there's one thing about Jennifer Lopez we can be certain of, it's her love of a good endorsement deal. Over the years, J-Lo has lent her name to a wide range of things, from jewelry and cars to alcohol and makeup.
Pick your favorite red, and I put it in the middle.
But the brands she represents haven't always benefited from these partnerships. In a previous Fiat commercial, Lopez drove through the Bronx and discussed how her former neighborhood still inspires her. Fiat was forced to locate a body double since Lopez allegedly refused to physically return to the block she sang about, despite the fact that her relationship with the Italian automaker was reputedly worth millions of dollars. Owner of the Mott Haven barbershop featured in the advertisement Eligio Cueto revealed to The Smoking Gun that producers spent a few hours filming in the area of his establishment.
Here, this is my world.
The barber said that Lopez was not operating the featured Fiat 500 automobile, despite it traveling up and down East 136th Street. It wasn't her, Cueto declared. It was a double that looked like her. Fiat eventually came clean, but J-Lo's representatives remained silent. The corporation released a statement saying, "As you may know, people are increasingly mobile in today's world, and their work takes them to a variety of locations. As a result, we took the opportunity to film wherever Miss Lopez was working at the time to accommodate her schedule. The affair became known in the press as the fiasco after that. What's next might be even more surprising. In 1998, a Movie Line reporter arrived at Jennifer Lopez's opulent Beverly Hills estate for an interview and was met with what he denounced as a planned scene. While numerous friends crowded around her poolside, J-Lo was relaxing and enjoying a massage.
It was all like nothing really special.
The actress obviously felt the need to let go during the interview, taking jabs at some of her competitors in the industry, so it's clear that the rubdown didn't completely relieve Lopez of her stress. Despite having recently collaborated on a film, Oliver Stone's neo-noir crime thriller U-Turn, J-Lo claims that Romeo and Juliet star Claire Danes does the same thing with every character she does in response to a question about her opinions of the actresses she was vying for roles with. Lopez continued by claiming that she had never been a big fan of Winona Ryder, the two-time Oscar nominee, and she also disparaged Gwyneth Paltrow, who would go on to win Best Actress at the 2019 Academy Awards. During that notorious interview, Lopez asked, "Tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association. I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work. Just wait for this next one." To a candid interview with Movie Line, Jennifer Lopez also shared her thoughts on fellow pop artist and actress Madonna, saying Madge was terrific at the former but not so good at the latter. Do I think she's a great performer? Yeah. Do I think she's a great actress? No. Lopez said, "Acting is what I do, so I'm harder on people when they say, oh, I can do that, I can act. I'm like, hey, don't spit on my craft." Although it's simple to argue that the Material Girl wasn't suited for acting, Madonna was still riding high on the success of her 1996 musical biography, Evita, when Lopez spoke with her. Lopez hasn't just disparaged one musician, the Queen of Pop. There have also been rumors circulating that J-Lo's brief romance with Drake in 2016 was really a marketing gimmick. The fact that Lopez unfollowed Rihanna on Instagram after the singer shared a photo of herself with the Grammy winner suggests that there may have been some validity to their relationship, despite the fact that the two have had a tumultuous history. Working with J-Lo doesn't always work out. She later insulted Drake during a live event in Las Vegas, telling the crowd that he was nothing more than a booty call for her. Lopez had previously disclosed that she and Drake were working on a song together. Cameron Diaz can now be counted among the actresses who have experienced a Jennifer Lopez's fury. During a candid interview with Movie Line, J-Lo took aim at Diaz, referring to her as a lucky model who's been given a lot of opportunities I just wish she would have done more with. Ouch. When the actresses were paired together in 2012's What to Expect When You're Expecting, it was said to have been a little awkward because of Lopez's harsh criticism of Diaz's professional path. These two did not get along throughout the shoot, according to on-set insiders. Now claims that Lopez failed to win over Diaz, who claimed that the pop diva was a nightmare to deal with. She's even said that Jen should stick to her day job, meaning American Idol and singing, a source said. She demands to eat at specific times no matter what. She stops work and has an assistant run over to her with a small protein and veg-based meal. Cameron is going crazy over it. The co-stars allegedly deliberately avoided each other, according to a source who revealed details of the apparent dispute to Star magazine. The whistleblower claimed they don't interact much, but when they do, the tension is thick. Lopez just acts as if Cam doesn't exist. When the two actresses went on the Ellen DeGeneres show to promote the film, which was eventually blasted by critics, they denied that there was ever a rift. Celebrity makeup artist Scott Barnes and Jennifer Lopez have a long history together. They hit it off right away when they first met in the year 2000 during an InStyle magazine cover shoot. She just goes, "I like you." I said, "I like you too." When Barnes spoke with Refinery 29 in 2018, he recalled. Barnes is a customer of Celine Dion, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Julianne Moore. "What are you doing on Friday?" she said. I answered nothing, since I simply couldn't resist the want to collaborate with the stunning Kim Cattrall, even though I was meant to be working with her. "I'm shooting my album cover. Wanna do it?" she exclaimed. We're traveling to Stockholm by plane 2 days later. In the years that followed, the two grew close, with Barnes, who is said to have been an inspiration behind Lopez's characteristic radiant skin look, becoming a dependable confidant in her inner circle. But it wasn't all fun and games. Barnes said that J-Lo once fired him because she believed he had given reporters access to information about her. This was during an appearance on the Jeff Probst show. "It was like I had the plague," the makeup guru revealed. Barnes claimed he was quickly rehired after the real source of the leak was identified, but he never received an apology from J-Lo. "I went right back to work with her, and we just never spoke about it again," which is even weirder. One employee of United Airlines claims that J-Lo's image as the difficult diva is completely justified. The flight attendant claimed in an interview with Star magazine that Lopez treated him extremely rudely after he asked the well-known singer if she would like a drink. "I asked you, what can I get you to drink?" But according to him, Jennifer wouldn't even acknowledge me. Via Radar Online, she turned her head away and told her personal assistant, "Please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke and lime." She wouldn't even look at me. It was sad. She seems so sweet in her movies. As far as we are aware, the flight attendant who was ridiculed escaped unpunished. But a German hotel maid who dared to seek J-Lo for an autograph reportedly faced different circumstances. When Lopez visited the opulent Malaya Hotel in Dusseldorf, Germany in 2012, Prado Dodge was employed there. To put it mildly, she was excellent. I'm an incredibly big fan, so I took all my courage and rang the bell to get an autograph. But I was rejected by two assistants at the door. Dodge told the newspaper. A day later, the cleaning company that employed me at the hotel called and said that Miss Lopez had complained. I was fired right there on the phone. Lopez did not dispute that she complained about the maid, but she did label the claim hurtful and denied that she was the reason anyone was dismissed.
Jennifer Lopez was caught holding hands with her new bodyguard. J-Lo, yeah, she is back at it again, single, ready to mingle. And I know it just feels like yesterday that she announced that her and Ben Affleck are divorcing. That divorce is not finalized, but you know, she was spotted with this new bodyguard holding hands, and we got some tea, guys, because yeah, looks like this man is married. So he's not just a single bodyguard that J-Lo's getting close with. He's a married man. Oh my goodness. J-Lo, like, is she shooting her shot here? Like, she's holding hands with him. And I know, like, the pictures show that he's helping her get out of a car. But there's other photos and clips that show them, really close together. So people are thinking, is something going on here? And that's why they've been flooding social media. All her fans, people, critics of J-Lo, flooding social media, sharing their thoughts about J-Lo and this new man. Why is everybody freaking out? Well, because he's young, he's a decent looking guy, he's got a solid build. Especially her female fans are loving this man. Ladies just love him. He's actually been part of J-Lo's team for about a year now, so he's not that new. And he's been around with J-Lo's recent projects, with her movie Unstoppable. And he's also been around while she was dealing with and still dealing with her divorce drama with Ben Affleck. But I do have some more details about that, if there was some overlap with her and this new bodyguard, and if it had anything to do with J-Lo not wanting to be married to Ben, or Ben, getting jealous of this guy. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff there to unpack. I'll get to that in a second. But for now, it looks like that this bodyguard guy has become one of J-Lo's favorites when it comes to people in her entourage. She likes to travel with an entourage, the same faces you see on a regular basis around her. But this guy, looks like he's become a favorite real quick. And everybody's wondering, why is he a favorite? Are we seeing a bodyguard that's just really good at doing his job? So J-Lo's like, hey, I want you around because you're really good at protecting me and keeping me safe. Or is there something going on here? We know that J-Lo jumps from relationship to relationship, right? Bennifer has filed for divorce from Ben Affleck, and that, of course, closed off that chapter in her life. I think she is done with marriage and serious relationships. Right now, a lot of reports are saying that she's focusing on herself and maybe she's ready to get back in the dating pool for just some casual fun. Nothing too serious though. And people are thinking though, like, J-Lo, give it some time at least, heal a little bit. Taking a look at some of the comments online, this one user, Tornado Chaser, says, I don't understand how women can move on from relationship to relationship so quickly. My sister is like that. After she divorced her first husband, she married husband number 2 in less than a year. So yeah, her sister is kind of getting compared to J-Lo here, and it is hard to understand. I know for some people they do it and it's successful for sure, but the thing is, J-Lo doesn't have a track record of doing this, jumping from one relationship to another relationship so quick, especially marriage, and having it work out. We just haven't seen that. There's been like 4 divorces that she's gone through. Someone also left this comment, said, you knew what people were thinking. Yeah, possibly this was a stunt by J-Lo to just stay in the public eye, get people talking, and just get some publicity around her. Because her public image had taken a big hit, especially leading down to the whole announcement of her divorcing Ben Affleck. And she released that documentary about the greatest love story never told and all of that stuff, as well as all these reports and clips coming out about J-Lo being rude, not just to her staff, but also to people in general. So there was like this whole media blitz against J-Lo. And this could be, being spotted with this new bodyguard, this could be a way for people to start talking about her in a positive light again. Like, ooh, who's this man? Oh, I hope she gets with him. But yeah, he's married. Anyways, moving on to another comment. Debbie Wentink says, there's a picture of them on Legion Media where she walks next to him with her hand inside his elbow as if they are in a relationship. The way she used to walk with Ben. The bodyguard is married, but we all know a marriage doesn't stop J-Lo. Oh yeah. Okay. Lots to unpack here, because this is insinuating that because J-Lo is close with her bodyguard, that she doesn't care about his relationship, and she's like really trying to shoot her shot, locking arms with him. Like this, you could just imagine what this guy's wife, this bodyguard's wife, could be thinking when she sees him with J-Lo so close. And yeah, celebrities have done this a lot where they get really close with people that they work with, and right away, boom, they just cut ties with their spouse and move on to their new partner. Is this happening with J-Lo and The Bodyguard? I guess only time will tell, guys. And another comment that I wanted to highlight was this one from Closet Energy Report. Says she's trying too hard. Nothing will distract from her connection to Diddy. Oh, they brought Diddy into this. Cancellation of the tour due to poor ticket sales and elections fiasco that brought many celebrity clowns down to earth. So yeah, they brought up Diddy. People have been saying that J-Lo knew all along what Diddy was capable of, and everything that she's doing now is just a big distraction, whether it's releasing movies or canceling concerts, trying to fix her public image, everything to try to make her look better. Yeah, but again, still a lot of speculation with this one, but definitely something to keep an eye out for. Let's see what happens in the future, especially with this whole Diddy drama and how it's unfolding. If J-Lo is going to be caught in the crossfires with that. Sarcastic Marylander commented and says, has she picked out a wedding gown? Of course, alluding to the fact that J-Lo, it looks like she falls quickly in love with people and just doesn't take the time to heal. And at the moment, she's still in the Bel Air mansion, by the way, that she shared with Ben Affleck. I think Ben moved out and he's just like, okay, J-Lo, keep the house. But this mansion, guys, it is no joke. It is a serious, amazing property, man. And it's been up for sale for months now. But who knows, maybe she'll keep it around because she's gonna get linked with another guy real soon. Who knows? That mansion has a lot of room for as many men that J-Lo wants in her life. Also, rumor has it that he actually never worked with J-Lo back when she was with Ben initially. So this whole Bodyguard working with her wasn't a thing at the beginning, and he was introduced later. I guess probably at the tail end of the relationship, you know, and some people are speculating that this did in fact affect her and Ben's relationship, but not enough details are out about this for me to make a decision on it. So again, that is just speculation. It's possible that something happened between J-Lo and the Bodyguard that got under Ben Affleck's skin later on in their marriage. Or on the flip side, maybe Ben Affleck just felt a little bit intimidated because of this new guy. He was constantly around his wife, J-Lo. Either way, again, it's hard to notice that something is going on here. Again, whether or not it is a close bond and a relationship that they're building, J-Lo and the Bodyguard, or if it's just a professional relationship and this guy's just really good at doing his job. Still too early to tell. I'll definitely be following this one, guys. Speaking of the Bodyguard though, and I mentioned that he was married, so he has a whole life outside of J-Lo, which only makes things a lot more complicated. And it's kind of scary because J-Lo has a track record of dating men who she's worked with. Like even one of her ex-husbands, Chris Judd, started off as one of her backup dancers and she noticed him, they fell in love, got married, and boom, divorce less than a year later. So can we blame people for wondering if this Bodyguard might have become her new shoulder to lean on? You know, sometimes when a woman is going through a difficult time, there's always like that guy friend that's like, hey, if you ever need a shoulder to lean on, I'm here for you. And he's like secretly in the background. Again, this guy could be 100% the most committed man to his wife, but I've just seen too much doing celebrity gossip. You know, that whole thing with Ariana Grande and her ex and Ethan Slater and his ex-wife and child, they just up and left, and he got together with Ariana. Yeah, this could get messy. And as much as I would like to give these guys the benefit of the doubt, again, I've just seen too much to make that assumption right off the bat that, oh, nothing's going on here. But I do hope I am wrong in this case. But But hey, maybe we're all just kind of reading into it a little bit too much. We'll see. But still, I think we can all agree that if this bodyguard does stick around for the long haul, it'll be pretty hard not to notice if things develop into a little bit more between him and J-Lo personally.
Has Jennifer Lopez had surgery? She's absolutely stunning, and fans are wondering if it's good genes or a great doctor. She looks incredible at 54, and even if she did have surgery, her surgeon is definitely great. Or could she just be an all-natural beauty? She's denied even doing Botox. Let's take a peek at her timeline, her looks, and see what we think. In 1994, Jen starred in the series Hotel Malibu, launching her acting career. She's absolutely stunning here, and looking back at these photos, I honestly would believe her when she says she's aging naturally. She looks pretty much the same, just a less mature version. In 1997, J-Lo married her first husband, Ojani Noah. They divorced just 1 year later. She looks very natural here, youthful, pretty. The next look is absolutely stunning. Now this is in 1998. Jen rocked an edgier look with short hair and red lipstick. I personally love this look on her. I think she looks gorgeous. In 1999, she looked beautiful doing what she does best, performing on stage. She looks natural, happy, and radiant. In 2003, Jennifer's high-profile romance with Ben Affleck made fans swoon. They were engaged at this point, but would call off their wedding in 2004. However, they would later get back together in April 2021, get engaged again the following April. I think Jenny looks absolutely beautiful here. The makeup is pretty and her outfit is fire. In 2006, J-Lo was married to Marc Anthony. This wasn't my favorite look on her. I felt like she was too young and vibrant for this look, but to each their own. In 2009, Jenny looked as gorgeous as ever during the MTV Video Music Awards. This is like one of my favorite looks on her. Her makeup, her outfit, her hair. It's perfection. She served this look at an American Music Awards after party. She looked stunning. I love this look on her. In this look, she showed off her killer curves while performing. She got a lot of flack for this outfit, but I personally loved it. What do you guys think? I don't think it was too much. She sizzled in this look at the Latin Grammys. J-Lo can pull off most looks and most colors, but I love that she matched her eyeshadow to her outfit here. Jen rocked the show wearing a pink dress at the premiere of her film's second act. At this point, people were going crazy with plastic surgery rumors. But in my opinion, it doesn't look like she had anything done. Celebrities have access to the best facial products and treatments. Her smoky eye here is such a vibe. She totally rocked this look. The big dramatic earrings, the dress, the makeup. What do you guys think? She spoke about cosmetic procedures in the next point. J-Lo explained why she stayed away from cosmetic procedures during her career. I haven't ever had any Botox to this day. I'm not that person, she told Daily Mail at the time. I don't have anything against people doing that. It's just not my thing. I'm more about a natural approach to skincare, but I want my products to work. I want the hyaluronic acid in there. I want the things that are gonna help because I don't wanna have to go to the needles at some point. Jennifer clapped back at fans who accused her of getting Botox to maintain her youthful looks in 2021 via Instagram. She said, "Get you some J-Lo beauty and feel beautiful in your own skin." And here's another J-Lo beauty secret. Try spending your time being more positive, kind, and uplifting of others so you don't spend your time trying to bring others down, and that will keep you youthful and beautiful too. Sending you love. Preach, Jenny. Around this time, people were accusing J-Lo of getting a nose job, but in my opinion, it looks like a TikTok filter, so I don't ever think she messed with her nose. Fans claimed that they saw Jennifer's unfiltered skin exposed in a reshared TikTok video of one of her workout ads. Wait for the filter to fall off to see J-Lo's real skin texture, a social media user captioned their clip, which featured her moving farther away from the camera that shot toward the end of the videos. J-Lo was seen looking stylish in a dark blue satin jumpsuit that she paired with black leather gloves and black leather cap. I personally love this look so much. Over the years, she's always remained a style icon.
Bennifer is one of the most recognizable names in the Hollywood Hills, or was. Let's cover the epic rise and fall of J-Lo and Ben Affleck's love story. They fell in love at first sight. Jennifer Lopez admitted that after meeting Ben Affleck, she fell in love with him right away and that something inside of her had changed. J-Lo was still married to her ex-husband, Chris Judd, when the two first met in 2002 while filming the movie Giggly.
Do we know each other?
Not yet.
However, she had an immediate connection with the actor that was evident both on and off film, and soon after, she and Judd ended their marriage, and she and Affleck made their romance public. "This is it, I felt like," the singer recalled, telling People in 2016. The couple faced constant media attention as the crazy tabloid and paparazzi age began, and soon after, Bennifer was born. The audience couldn't get enough of Affleck's legendary performance in her Jenny from the Block music video, as well as her star-studded red carpet appearances. And then they announced their engagement. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez chose to tie the knot shortly after Bennifer was born in the summer of 2002. The couple popped the question in a flash, only a few months after their romance made headlines. In November of that year, J.Lo broke the news to Diane Sawyer, saying that Ben proposed with a pink solitaire diamond that was reputedly valued at an incredible $2.5 million at the time. Though Lopez first admitted to Sawyer that she believed Affleck to be a stereotypical Hollywood bad boy, or skirt chaser as she called him, he eventually disproved her claims. She described him as brilliantly smart, loving, charming, affectionate, adding, "and I just admire him in every way." Regarding Affleck, he acknowledged that the foundation of their extraordinary relationship was his close connection with Lopez. Because she was married, there was no thought of a romantic relationship, so that created the opportunity to get to know each other without any of the falseness that goes with courtship, because you're trying to make a good impression, he stated to Vanity Fair in 2003. "I didn't try to change anything about myself, and she didn't either." The media tore them apart though. Their initial breakup appeared to be caused by the media circus that encircled every step Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck made together.
Well, that didn't help.
The couple had originally intended to tie the knot in the autumn of 2003, but they changed their minds because of the attention the tabloids were receiving at the time. When we found ourselves seriously contemplating hiring 3 separate decoy brides at 3 different locations, we realized that something was awry. The couple said in a statement to People at the time, "We felt what should have been a joyful and sacred day could be spoiled for us, our families and our friends." The pair broke up shortly after in January 2004, suggesting that their breakup only seemed to become worse after it happened. In a 2022 interview with Apple Music via Elle, J.Lo blamed their split on a lack of maturity, admitting, "We weren't ready to deal with and look at each other and go, what we have is real, we need to buckle down, we need to do some work, we just weren't there yet." They ended up marrying other people. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck found love with other people after their dream wedding fell through. Sadly for Lopez, Affleck's romantic interest was named after his former fiancée. In 2004, the actor began dating Jennifer Garner, his former co-star, and the two got married in 2005. Together, Garner and Affleck would go on to have 3 children, a son named Samuel and 2 daughters named Violet and Serafina. Regarding J.Lo, she wed her longtime musical partner Marc Anthony in 2004 in her Los Angeles home in a far less public ceremony than the one that was supposed to be her and Affleck's. In 2008, Lopez gave birth to fraternal twins Em and Max, and she also adopted 4 other children from Anthony's past relationships as stepmothers. Even those marriages didn't work out though. All of the Bennifer aficionados may now feel hopeful because neither of Jennifer Lopez's nor Ben Affleck's subsequent relationships ended happily. Following their announcement of their impending divorce in 2015, Affleck and Jennifer Garner declared their separation, although they remained cordial and shared co-parenting of their 3 children. Ultimately, in 2018, 3 years subsequent to their separation being public knowledge, the ex-couples concluded their divorce. Affleck speaks highly of his former wife, however, telling People in 2020, "When you have children with somebody, you're connected to them forever. And I'm lucky she is the mother of my children. I'm very grateful and respectful of her."
Jen is a superhero mom. She's an amazing mother.
The split between Marc Anthony and Lopez was made public in 2011. A year later, Anthony filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason for the breakup. 2014 saw the finalization of their divorce, but the two went on to work together in the music business and remained friendly in the years that followed. They even had a moment on stage 2 years later. "If you want to get along with a woman, just get divorced," Anthony joked to Extra TV about their post-divorce relationship. Eventually, J.Lo and Ben got back together. In July of 2021, to the surprise of millions of admirers worldwide, Bennifer made a triumphant return. J.Lo published a picture of herself and her ex-boyfriend Ben Affleck on Instagram, in addition to a plethora of other sweltering swimsuit pictures in honor of her 52nd birthday. She captioned the photo saying, "5'2", what it do?" A few months later, the two walked the red carpet together for the first time in almost 2 decades at the premiere of Ben Affleck's movie, The Last Duel. They looked to have struck gold the second time around as they went on to make appearances together at other Hollywood events, such as the Met Gala. When Lopez told People in 2022, "I feel so lucky and happy and proud to be with him. It's a beautiful love story that we got a second chance." They got engaged again. In 2022, Jennifer Lopez became engaged for the 6th time, but who's keeping track? In April of that year, the celebrity revealed in her On the J.Lo newsletter that Ben Affleck had proposed to her with a massive diamond. In the video, Lopez listens to her song Dear Ben while flashing a sparkler on her ring finger. Saying via Extra TV, Ben came in and he got down on one knee and he said some things that I'll never forget. And he pulled out a ring and said, "Will you marry me?" Clearly overcome with emotion by her thrilling new journey, J.Lo described it as the most perfect moment. Lopez disclosed that Affleck had gifted her a green diamond, citing it as her lucky color and favorite hue. And they tied the knot in Vegas. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez were married in an unexpected ceremony in Las Vegas, only a few months after Ben proposed. The singer gave People an account of the memorable day, saying that their kids witnessed the wedding. "It's a beautiful outcome that this has happened in this way at this time in our lives, where we can really appreciate and celebrate each other and respect each other," Lopez exclaimed. She added, "We always did, but we have even more of an appreciation because we know that life can take you in different directions," as she thought back on how their special love story had come full circle. They moved in together and even got matching tattoos. Something about permanent ink says commitment. When Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez got matching tattoos to commemorate their recent move-in together and love, it felt like exactly what was on their minds. Lopez revealed the news in an interview with Today that the couple moved in together in January of 2023. "We moved in together, the kids moved in together, so it's been like a really kind of emotional transition." She went on to say, "But at the same time, all your dreams coming true, it's just been a phenomenal year." After years of searching for the perfect place to live, the couple bought an over $60 million property jointly in May 2023. The Beverly Hills estate featured 12 rooms, 24 bathrooms, a heated pool and hot tub, pickleball and basketball courts, and breathtaking views of the mountains. But then, the divorce. When Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez hadn't been spotted together for more than a month in May 2024, it seemed like problems were starting to arise in their relationship. Later that month, the pair was spotted together at Affleck's daughter Violet's graduation ceremony, but tensions quickly escalated. The actor was sleeping at a nearby rental when he was spotted packing up his belongings from their shared house in late June, according to a source who spoke with People. The magazine was informed by an insider in August of that year that the couple was divorcing. The insider told People, "Jennifer is trying to find a new home to start fresh." On the day they got married in Georgia 2 years prior, J.Lo filed for divorce from Affleck later that month, and she filed irreconcilable differences.
Inside Jennifer Lopez's luxury lifestyle, from throwing herself luxury birthday parties, spending millions of dollars to celebrate her 55th.
The actress and singer took fans inside her jaw-dropping Bridgerton-themed birthday party in the Hamptons.
Shady Instagram posts to shading other celebs to relationship drama.
Jennifer Lopez comments on her relationship amid Ben Affleck divorce. 4 months after the singer filed for divorce from Ben Affleck.
Tens of thousands of dollars hair and face treatments. Let's dive in. Though numerous celebrities can't stand Jennifer Lopez, she has over 100 acting credits, 9 studio albums under her belt, and an astonishing $400 million net worth at the time of this writing. She's also a well-established entrepreneur who owns multiple businesses, including a lifestyle brand called J.Lo by Jennifer Lopez, a skincare brand named J.Lo Beauty.
I think it is a game changer to be able to feel like you're glowing without having to put on a ton of makeup.
A line of ready-to-drink cocktails named Dolola.
I just wanted to create something better, and that is Dolola.
And Productions, a production company she co-founded with famous talent manager Benny Medina. With all of that being said, J.Lo's wealth reflects well in her ultra-lavish lifestyle and spending habits, which are hard to believe. To say that Jennifer Lopez has a huge collection of cars would be an understatement. Her automobile purchases are either a result of her passion for cars or simply a showcase of her status, as no amount of practical needs can justify owning as many cars as J.Lo does. As a matter of fact, her collection of luxury cars alone is astonishing. She reportedly owns 3 Rolls-Royce models, a Phantom, a Ghost, a Dawn, all cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Other high-end four-wheel automobilers in her assemblage include, but are not limited to, a Bentley, a Ferrari, an Aston Martin. With all of that being said, it's worth noting that J-Lo spent 25 years of her life enjoying car rides as a passenger princess, refusing to take the driver's seat. The superstar broke the streak in 2019 when her ex-fiancé Alex Rodriguez gifted her a Porsche for her 50th birthday.
Oh, wait, let me see if I remember how to drive.
Nobody on earth can deny that Jennifer Lopez, who turned 55 in 2024, doesn't look her age, and it has a lot to do with her extensive fitness training routine. J-Lo has been working with personal fitness trainers for years now. In May 2024, US Magazine published an interview with her personal trainers, Dodd Romero and Tracy Anderson. It somewhat helped us connect the dots and figure out how much money the star approximately spends to look that good. According to the outlet, Dodd Romero conducts workout sessions with Lopez 3 times a week, and she also practices the Tracy Anderson method, a fitness regimen focused on dance aerobics. Assuming Dodd is paid the average personal fitness training fees charged in America, which is about $100 per session, J-Lo spends a minimum of $12,000 a month for working out with Romero alone. A membership of the Tracy Anderson method, on the other hand, reportedly costs $900 a month after an initiation payment of $1,500 has been made. Needless to say, spending over $2,000 every month on fitness training is truly a luxury. On a similar note, J-Lo has previously worked with famous trainer David Kirsch as well. Whether attending a big event or stepping out for a brief stroll, Jennifer Lopez never fails to make a fashion statement, and her bags often help her do so. The star has a collection of bags worth being jealous of, but the price tags on those bags are surprising, to say the least. Her bags have made news on various occasions. While fans have absolutely loved some of them, some have been deemed a waste of money, with her Hermes collection being looked at the most. At the time of this video, J-Lo has been engaged 6 times, twice to Ben Affleck, and married 4 times. Although her 4 marriages have ended in divorce, she reportedly has all of her engagement rings from her ex-husbands. In fact, according to reports, she never returned the ring her ex-fiancé Alex Rodriguez used for his proposal. The first proposal J-Lo received was accompanied by an estimated $100,000 diamond and gold ring from the first husband and Cuban actor Ojani Noa. After the couple ended their nearly 1-year-long marriage in 1998, J-Lo decided to keep the ring, starting the ritual of holding on to engagement rings post-split. Then in 2001, J-Lo married dancer and actor Chris Judd after saying yes to a diamond ring with a pave band, which reportedly cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. The duo's divorce was finalized in 2003 when J-Lo was already engaged to Ben Affleck for the first time. So Ben's 2002 proposal came alongside a Harry Winston ring with a pink diamond that is said to have set him back somewhere between $1.2 million and $2.5 million. Months after Jen and J-Lo called it quits in 2004, J-Lo married singer Mark Anthony, who proposed with an estimated $4 million blue diamond ring. The two got divorced in 2014. In 2019, she got her 4th ring from Alex Rodriguez, who she dated from 2017 till 2021. It was a diamond ring worth $1.8 million per reports. She got back together with Ben in 2021. In 2022, Ben proposed with a green diamond and platinum ring said to be worth more than $5 million. The duo married the same year, only to divorce in 2024. Divorces are undoubtedly always difficult to deal with, and coping mechanisms vary from one person to another. The coping mechanism that seemingly helped or is still helping Jennifer Lopez, who took legal steps to divorce Ben Affleck in August 2024, is an alarming amount of shopping. As an insider close to J-Lo told In Touch Weekly in September 2024, J-Lo was shopping so much at the time that the team that manages her finances warned her to control her expenses. The source noted, "She's treating herself to outrageous shopping sprees. She called it retail therapy and says she needs it, but the bills are outrageous. She's regularly spending a few $100,000 a day on designer clothes for her and her entourage. Even with an estimated net worth of $400 million, splurging $100,000 a day on shopping is definitely unreasonable." That said, she has hit the headlines for spending big bucks on clothes before. For instance, back in 2019, the dress J-Lo wore to her 50th birthday party was pretty quick to become a hot topic. The dress was being discussed. It was a custom-tailored golden Versace dress, the original version which was black. Given that the original dress cost nearly $15,000, it's probably safe to assume J-Lo's version was even pricier, which justifies the buzz surrounding it. Over the years, Jennifer Lopez invested a good amount of money in real estate and earned significant profits by doing so. Her first house was the Los Angeles mansion she purchased for $4.3 million in 2000 and offloaded for $10.9 million 4 years later. She clearly developed a taste for real estate investments and went to buy 6 more multi-million-dollar properties of her own. Among those 6, a 3-bedroom house, an 8-bedroom mansion, and those are still in her possession. She bought the said properties for $1.4 million in 2020 and $10 million in 2013 respectively. The other 4 are in Miami, Hidden Hills, Manhattan, and Bel Air. The Bel Air house, which cost Lopez $28 million in 2016, is the singer's priciest solo real estate investment. However, the property only earned her a profit of about $6 million when she finally found a buyer in 2023. She's also owned lavish properties with her exes. For starters, she shared a Brookville, New York property compromising 2 houses with her 3rd husband and singer-turned-actor Mark Anthony. In 2017, about 3 years after the couple divorced, the property changed hands for $4.5 million. She has co-owned estates in Park Avenue, Malibu, and Miami with her ex-fiancé and former baseball player Alex Rodriguez. In 2023, she purchased a 12-bedroom Beverly Hills mansion with her now former husband and actor Ben Affleck for $60.9 million. The duo listed the property for sale in July 2024 with the price set at a staggering $68 million.
This year, J-Lo has been receiving a lot of attention, but did you know she's also a successful actress besides all the drama with Ben Affleck? Let's dive into Jennifer Lopez's best movies of all time.
Marry me, say yes for the rest of your life.
Here's a fan favorite, Monster-in-Law, premiered in 2005. As the title suggests, the film centers around Jennifer Lopez's character, who meets and falls for a doctor played by Michael Varden. When he proposes, not everyone is thrilled. His mother, played by the legendary Jane Fonda, will do anything to stop the wedding. This rom-com got a lot of attention, mostly because of its fantastic cast. In 2003, Jennifer Lopez starred in Glee. Although the film was a box office disappointment, it gained lasting fame for creating the Hollywood power couple Bennifer. On set, J-Lo met Ben Affleck and their on and off romance began. The movie features Affleck as Larry, a Los Angeles underworld figure who struggles to follow the instructions of Ricky, a higher delinquent played by Lopez herself. Next up is the Netflix special released this year, Atlas. In this action movie, Jennifer Lopez plays a brilliant data analyst who distrusts AI but discovers it may be her only hope when a mission to capture a rogue robot goes wrong. This movie received a lot of attention and made the top 10 list shortly after its debut. In 2019, Hustlers hit theaters with Jennifer Lopez in the starring role. Lopez portrayed the leader of a group of dancers joined by popular stars like Constance Wu, Lily Reinhart, Keke Palmer, Lizzo, and Cardi B as her sidekicks. The film's plot centers on the dancers' scheme to take money from wealthy Wall Street clients who frequented their venue. Lopez's performance earned her nominations for both a Golden Globe and a Screen Actors Guild Award. Next, we have Jennifer Lopez starring in Selena, released in 1997. The film portrays the late iconic singer Selena Quintanilla and her rise to fame. This film was a massive hit and is widely considered as J-Lo's breakout role, earning her first Golden Globe nomination. Here's another wedding movie, the one from 2022, Marry Me. Superstar Kat Valdez, played by Jennifer Lopez herself, is about to get married when she finds out she's been cheated on. In a twist of fate, she spots Charlie Gilbert, a math teacher played by Owen Wilson, holding a Marry Me sign at her concert. On a whim, she marries him on the spot, and they later try to figure out if two people from such different worlds can make it work. This film was a great watch. In 2023, Jennifer Lopez delivered another powerful performance in the action-packed Netflix film, The Mother. This thriller features her as an operative who gave up her kid and went into hiding in the Alaskan wilderness. When a new problem emerges, she comes out of hiding to embark on a mission to rescue her daughter. Next up is Out of Sight in 1998, featuring Jennifer Lopez as a U.S. Marshal named Karen, who finds herself caught in the middle of a lockup escape Attempt, led by bank thief Jack Foley, played by George Clooney himself. The chemistry between Lopez and Clooney has viewers wanting more, and the film went on to receive Academy Award nominations for Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Film Editing. Yet again, another wedding movie for you. The Wedding Planner, released in 2001. As the title suggests, Jennifer Lopez plays Mary, a wedding planner who unexpectedly falls for the groom, played by Matthew McConaughey. This charming rom-com is definitely one that fans haven't forgotten. In 2015, The Boy Next Door was released. Jennifer Lopez plays Claire, a high school teacher who becomes involved with her charming new neighbor, as the title suggests. She later discovers that he's actually a student at her school. As his admiration grows and her life becomes increasingly complex, the film delivers plenty of drama and suspense, keeping you on the edge of your seat. Next, we have The Backup Plan, released in 2010. This rom-com showcases Jennifer Lopez's funny moments as she plays Zoe, a woman who, after giving up on dating, decides to become a single mother through assisted reproduction. Along the way, she not only becomes pregnant, but also meets the man of her dreams. It's a great film that highlights JLo's comedic timing at its best. In another thriller, Jennifer Lopez stars in Enough, released in 2002. Based on Anna Quilden's 1998 novel Black and Blue, Lopez plays Slim, a married woman trapped in a relationship who wants to escape and start a new life with her daughter. With her husband trying to find her, Slim takes matters into her own hands and trains in Krav Maga. This film will keep you captivated from start to finish. Next up, we have Made in Manhattan, released in 2002. In this rom-com, Jennifer Lopez plays Marissa, a single mother working as a maid at New York City's luxurious Beresford Hotel. When she meets Christopher Marshall, a public official running for a Senate seat, she falls head over heels. But there's one issue. He believes she's actually a social figure named Caroline Lane. Cue the classic rom-com Identity Swap. The next film is The Second Act, released in 2018. In this uplifting comedy, Jennifer Lopez plays Maya, a talented woman who reinvents herself with a new career and a fresh start despite facing numerous challenges. This film explores themes of self-discovery and personal growth, with Lopez delivering a charming and inspiring performance. Other known cast members including Vanessa Hudgens and Milo Ventimiglia.